Hello, hello. Before we get into this week's video, I just want to do a little quick bit of business, and that is that the video you guys are about to watch is actually from a few weeks ago because basically I knew there was going to be a gap after the summer where because of work commitments I wasn't going to be able to be at Everdeen and be working, and I didn't want to have a big pause in videos. So I did hold this one back a little bit. I spread out my planning of videos, and this has been my kind of stopgap video so that we don't have a pause. So what you're going to see now is me a few weeks ago at Everdeen. There was the last day of the summer work period. It wasn't still summer anymore, but it was when I was leaving after being at Everdeen for the entire summer doing lots of work. So let's dive right in. Hello everyone, good morning. Today, I won't say it's a sad day here at Everdeen, but it's a little bit of a somber day. The mood's a little bit somber. First off, it's the first day where you can really start to feel that wintry nip in the air. The house is a little bit cooler, hence my fluffy bathrobe. Outside is a little bit cooler. You can feel that the warm weather has left and the cold weather is a-coming. Also, it's a little bit of a somber and sad day because it's the day that we're gonna leave and go back to Paris. So if you guys follow this channel, you know already, but for any newbies out there, we split our time between being here at Everdeen, which is in Auvergne, which is in the center of France, and working in Paris. I obviously, as a professional acrobat and dancer, I have gigs all over France, Germany, Switzerland. I'm always on the road traveling. And of course, Laurent works in the opera in Paris. So when the opera is in season, he has to be there almost all of the time, unless he just randomly has a few days off. Anyway, enough with the admin. Let's have a walk around the house. And I'm definitely not procrastinating packing. That's definitely not what's happening here. And I'm going to talk through what we've accomplished and what is yet to come. Let's start in a room that I think was already mostly done before the summer, but there has been one big change here in the kitchen. And of course, that big change is that we got the stairway corner finished. So a few short weeks ago, this was just rock, plaster, I think it was lime actually, covering of the wall. It was crumbling away. So we pulled all of that out and we replaced it with drywall. Laurent did a beautiful job with this new wall covering. Look how smooth and gorgeous it is. I came in later on and did something I'm very proud of, this little trim decoration around the new fake ceiling that's up there. And then I also painted. I did a little bit more trim down there on the bottom. Unfortunately, it's a little hidden right now, but you guys can still see it. And I added the art, which I think looks great. I'm very happy with how my layout for the art turned out. But of course, the work is never done. There's still a couple of little tiny details to do here in the kitchen. First off, we have this right behind me. I've intentionally left this space unpainted. That's actually the original wall that was here when I bought the house. And that's going to be some kind of like mural, some sort of art type of thing eventually. I'm thinking I'll just paint a mural onto wallpaper and then wallpaper it on up there. But that's a little detail that we haven't gotten to yet, because obviously it takes quite a lot of time to do a beautiful above the door mural. Obviously, we also need to refinish this beam. It just needs to be sanded. It's going to be a little bit of a nasty job because I'll have to get up on a ladder and sand the old dirty wood off of there and then paint it. But it's not a big project. It's just kind of a finishing project. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to stain the stairs or not. That's another potential future project here in the kitchen. I do like the color that they are, and I think the color looks nice with the wood floor, but they're not... I don't know, they feel slightly unfinished. So maybe it's just varnishing and not staining. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna have to put some thought into that. And then of course, up here at the top of the stairs, this is probably the biggest project left in this area, but I don't know if I'd call it a kitchen project. This is the trap door that leads up to the attic. And because A, it's really hard to open, and B, it's terrifying to think about the trapdoor like falling closed while you're in the attic and not being able to escape from the attic. We are going to eventually replace that. We're probably going to put some sort of like normal door. But that door is going to be an attic project more, I think, than a kitchen project, because the attic is going to be eventually transformed into a dance studio, yoga studio type space with mirrors and a beautiful marley floor, professional dance floor, and ballet bars and all that good, juicy dance type of stuff. I'm so excited for that. For newbies out there, our eventual plan with the entire house is to host aerial retreats here. So that would be inviting international students to come here, and then I would work with them and teach classes and have like a week or 10 days of classes a few different times a year. And with that plan, what we're focusing on for both financial and practicality reasons is to just get the interior of the house finished and ready to house students, and to get this barn ready to be the aerial studio where we'd have most of the classes. This attic dance studio space is going to be an amazing addition sometime in the future, but it's not essential for starting to have the workshops. And what we have to focus on at the moment is getting to the point where we can start to have workshops, and then the workshops can start to help pay for everything else that we need to do or we want to do. So the door for the moment is getting a little bit sidelined until we start doing the attic, which is going to be after kind of the rest of the interior of the house gets done, which is fine. It's going to be amazing when it happens, but we can wait. I'll just peep into the living room, but we didn't really change anything in here this summer. There's a few little touch-ups, like over there you can see on the edge of that picture frame. It needs a little love. We just need to glue back on a piece that fell off. I mean, this room is finished, and we didn't add anything onto it. I will show you guys, though, that the door of the little shower room up here is currently missing, and that is because it had a little rotten part that helper number one, Dad, took downstairs and replaced. And so that door is currently downstairs. There's still a little bit more work to do on it, just fixing up the paint after he replaced the rotten part. So for the moment, this room is doorless. Also in the shower room, we do need to put a final coat of paint and one piece of trim right there on the edge of the tiles. This is actually not a color coat of paint in here. This is a primer coat because we just haven't gotten around to color coat. So I think it's still going to be white when we color coat paint it, but you know, who knows? Anything could happen. I'm open to other ideas. Anyway, enough with the small stuff. Let's look at something massive that happened this summer. The stairs have been covered. And let me tell you, this project almost killed me. There's still more to do, of course, because these stairs, if you're new to the channel again, these were originally covered in this horrific textured concrete painted in a pattern of fake concrete blocks. Why? No one knows. It's awful and also painful if you touch it because it's really sharp. So I puttied over 3 entire floors of it, and then I had a nervous breakdown trying to pick out what color to paint. I do think I have a winner, but I'm letting it sit in my brain for a while to see how I feel later on. The stairs are super tricky to figure out a design plan for because they have so many different spaces. Each floor is its own very unique space. So we need a design and a color that works for all 3 floors of this building. And it's not easy. It's really not easy, especially when you also have these beautiful wood beams that are sectioning off parts of the stairs. So I'm still, I'm letting it sit in my brain for a while to see how I feel later on. The stairs are super tricky to figure out a design plan for because they have so many different spaces. So we need a design and a color that works for all 3 floors of this building. And it's not easy. It's really not easy, especially when you also have these beautiful wood beams that are sectioning off parts of the stairs. So I'm still working on figuring out a stairs plan. The one thing I do definitely know that we definitely want in our stairs plan is a runner carpet going up and down the stairs. These stairs can be like a little bit, I don't know, like slippery when they're just the wood. And they used to have a runner carpet on them when I bought the house. I don't regret taking that off because it was awful. It was like this like mustardy yellow and it was about 80 years old and it was filled with dust. So I don't regret removing the original runner carpet, but I do remember the stairs were a little bit more sure-footed when we had a runner carpet. So I am going to get a runner carpet, but more of like an antique historical vibed one with a nice like maybe Victorian kind of pattern. And then we're going to get the like bronze bars that hold it in place on each stair. So it's going to be a design choice as well as a practicality choice. And maybe that will help inform the rest of the design choices here on the stairs. This is another mini victory this summer, is I got these doors and this whole landing primered. They are waiting to be color coat painted until we decide what the design choice on the stairs is. But the ceiling did get color coat painted. Unfortunately, there's no light in here right now, so it's a little hard to see. That's going to be another soon-ish future project, is putting some kind of light on this landing. This is the first floor landing, and it's dark. It's a dark landing right now. Down here we have the future library room. Still a work in progress. We didn't make a lot of actual renovation work progress on this room this summer, but I still wanted to include it because the progress that happened in here is this became an actual functioning bedroom. We did install these 2 beds, which I love. Oh my God, they're so amazing. Like, they look gorgeous and they're so practical with those drawers underneath them. And they fit into the room so well. And also the children stayed in here. This was the children's room this summer. So I think that's an accomplishment, is just to have like a functioning children's room in this house. This isn't primarily going to be a children's room in the end. This is going to primarily be a guest room because the Laurent's 2 sons, well, it's great when they can be here like they were this summer. They're not here that often, so we're going to make this another guest room for students at future workshops. I might add in, I'm debating, guys, because you know I love a fake paneling situation. I don't know if I want to do like a full one in here, but I'm thinking I might add in like a chair rail just going around the wall kind of at waist height. And then of course we're going to complete the bookshelves on the wall with the window. So this entire, oh, it's windy outside. This entire wall will be those shelves like they are now, but built in. So we're going to add trim all over like this area and over here and over there. We're going to add another shelf up here over on top of the window. This trunk was just for storage for the summer, so we're going to move that out eventually and put a built-in window seat under there. So that entire wall will be like built-in bookshelves covering the whole wall except for the window. I'm really excited to get to work on that project. That'll be probably a quite soon project. That's something I can work on when I'm here by myself probably. This is also not really a renovation project, but we did really well at Brocante this summer. This is our haul from Brocanting, and we've done very well, I think. It's just kind of migrated in here to the little Victorian mini bedroom that's down here on the first floor as a easy storage for the moment. Actually, when I opened the door to this room, I was surprised by how warm it is in here. It's crisp outside today, and the rest of the house is quite cool, but I thought we'd actually left the heater on in here when I opened the door, and then I remembered that we took out the radiator when we were renovating, so there is no heat, so definitely didn't do that. I guess it's because this room is quite small, and the walls are, 2 of the walls are exterior walls, so they're very thick. And also the window gets a lot of sunlight, so I think it heats itself really well. So maybe I should prioritize like getting a mattress on this bed, and I could make it my bedroom for when I'm here in the winter by myself. I'm happy. I mean, I love this room. I think I'd be really happy staying down here because it's one of my favorite renovations that we've done, and it would be much easier to stay warm and therefore save some money, because I think I could just put myself down here with just a little like heat fan that I turn on for 5 or 10 minutes at a time just to keep the temperature reasonably okay. And I think I'd be fine. So maybe we'll try that out this winter. I'm not going to show you guys the dining room. I'm going to show you only this tiny little sliver of the dining room on this recap video, because the dining room is a complete disaster once again. Every time we push forward in the bathroom, the dining room becomes a disaster because that's where all of the stuff that we're using, if I'll just, yeah, don't look at that. Don't look at that. It's messy. So instead, let's move on. And of course, I cannot finish up this recap video of all the work that we've done over the last couple of months without the biggest project, the most time-consuming project, and also the one that I love the most. I absolutely adore this room now. It's the new bathroom on the first floor. Oh yeah, she is beautiful now. The change in here is insane. Basically, mostly Laurent and a little bit me and sometimes our friend Julian, but like mostly Laurent has just literally constructed an entirely new room from top to bottom in here. And it's so gorgeous. Stepping back in time, our first thing was to lay these gorgeous antique tiles. This is very typically traditional French tile pattern, and then we put these down. Next up, I painted the whole room, and then I decided that it needed more of an accent color, so I repainted that part blue. Next, Laurent spent a lot of time and effort doing this drop-down fake ceiling. If you remember, there's a lot of plumbing, especially right in here, that was visible, and now with the new drop-down ceiling, it is all hidden and nice and pretty. We then installed the sink furniture here. Then we continued on with tiling, doing the gorgeous faux marble shower that I'm obsessed with. I cannot wait to have a shower in here. And we put in the tub, which was by far the most expensive part of this bathroom, and also my favorite part. I love this tub so much. I love it. It is so cozy and comfy and big. And finally, I installed the trim and painted it so that we had this beautiful faux paneling effect, which I think really makes the room feel more like a room with character instead of just like walls. I love it. So that's the journey so far. Don't look in there. Don't look in there. No, shh. That's the journey so far, but there's still a lot to do. Here are the next steps. It may surprise you to learn that those wires hanging out of the ceiling are not design choice. They are in fact waiting for a light. So we're going to put a big mirror, which we already have bought. It's in Chartres at Laurent's apartment. So we need to transport it down here. And then we also need to install it. And then over the top of the mirror, we're going to put an applique style light. And then of course we do have to finish doing some putty right here and painting this last little section. But we're waiting to do that until after we close up this, because that's got some electrical and plumbing stuff inside it. So we'll do that all in one go after that little bit gets closed up. And we need to finish the door. And Laurent really wants to knock out that section above the door so that the door will be taller so that he won't hit his head every time he walks into this room, which I think is fair enough. So we're probably going to do that too. Then of course we need to put shower door so that the shower will be usable. I cannot wait for that to happen. We are in the process of ordering shower doors. Now the problem is we need one that is gold, or kind of this bronzy, antique gold, the same as the shower hardware. We did have a chrome door that we ordered and then collected and then opened, and then I decided it was not going to work because it was chrome. So now we're working on gold door. anytime I'm in this house with my glasses off, I spend half my time playing a game of, is it a spider, is it not a spider? So there you have it. That is what we've accomplished over the past few months of being here full time, working, having a full team, like having me and Laurent and the helpers, and even the boys helped in some ways. Sometimes the help was moving us forward help. Sometimes the help was, we're going to have to go back and redo this after they go to bed help. But they wanted to help too. We had some friends stop by. We had Laurent's entire family. And it's so lovely to have the house full. That's really my biggest takeaway from the last few months from being here and working. We got so much accomplished. We got so many projects done. But my big takeaway is having this house full of people makes me extremely happy. And we had at one point 11 people here. We had Laurent's parents, my parents, the two boys, me and Laurent, his sister, and her two sons. And even with that, it didn't feel cramped. It didn't feel crowded. It just felt like full and happy, and the vibe was just so lovely and nice. And I have adored that this summer, just having people pass through, having guests, having family and friends. It's just been amazing. So I think that's my biggest takeaway from the summer. And also having the new bathroom is not too shabby either. It's functional, it works, like I can use the bathroom. It's amazing. I'm so happy. And that tub is the tub of dreams. What's left to do here in the house, that's our goals for the near future. Obviously, there's always going to be something left to do, but our goals for the near future are, first off, to finish the stairs. The ladder section, the section that I have to go up on the ladder to do on the stairs, needs one more coat of putty. God, give me strength. Ooh, that's going to be a rough one. That's the biggest thing left to do by far. Eventually, obviously, we're going to go up there and do the attic, but that's more in the future. We need to get mattresses on all the beds, which is going to be both tricky and expensive because all of the beds are unusual sizes. All of them. So I'm going to try to find a mattress brand, maybe who would like to sponsor the channel. That would be ideal. Hello, anyone who works for a mattress company and wants to do some custom mattresses and also sponsor a historic home, call me. We also need to get sheets and duvets and duvet covers and all that kind of decorative but also like practical and useful stuff. But I think in general, like, there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do before even the point where we can decide if we're going to host workshops next year. So there's a lot of like finishing touches kind of things we need to do. So it's a process, but it's a nice process. It's a enjoyable journey to be on, even though it's a very long journey. Anyway, while we're still here on the long journey, I will just say for now, to please give a thumbs up if you've enjoyed watching all this progress over the last few months. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. And the big thank you, as always, to our patrons. Thank you for supporting and helping to make all of this possible. And being a amazing, fun, lovely group of people. It's lovely to see you guys on the live chats. It's lovely to see you over on Patreon. And if you want to become a patron, the link is just down here below this video. And with that, I am going to continue on getting ready to leave. And I will see you guys next time.